Hi, I'm Dexter and welcome to an episode of Class in which I'm going to introduce a new chef right here at Elvin Richards. I'm here with our new chef, Petra, and her lovely assistant, James. So, Petra, what are you cooking for us today?
So today I'm cooking a bacon and mushroom risotto.
Ooh, that sounds great. Here is the approx cost for today's meal. If you'd like to read it, then pause the video.
The tip is when you're cutting an onion, you get stinging eyes. You can actually put an ice cube or some gum in your mouth and it distracts your brain and you won't actually tear up a bit. Or if you don't have an ice cube or anything, just run a spoon under cold water and put a cold spoon in your mouth as well. So that's one thing. When cutting onion, the easiest thing to do is take off the tail and then peel off all the light skin by just twisting your hand around. You should pick up bits. And then I like to cut off the head as well, and then trace the knife along, just cutting into that first layer. It'll make it really easy for the rest of the other skin to come off. Peeling an onion's just, yes, a mundane job.
Petra, why is this your favourite food to cook?
I really love risotto because it's such a nice dish to make. It takes a bit longer, but it can be done with anything left over in a fridge. So if you don't have bacon, you can do chicken. If you don't have chicken, you can do beef strips. If you're vegetarian, again, I said like beans, protein, stuff like that. You don't need to really dice them up small because when you're cooking them for quite a long time, over about 20 to 30 minutes. So the onions will gain their natural softness, and after you've just boiled them down with the risotto rice, they gain their natural sweetness as well. Then we have the garlic. So the easiest way to cut garlic is you cut the head off. I'll just separate the two cloves there. And what you do is you take the flat side of your knife and you put the garlic underneath and you crush it with the heel of your palm, making sure to have the edge of the blade away from you. And when you crush it, the skin just comes straight off. This is the typical student cooking. Yeah. Now that everything is cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this heat on. I'm going to start it off at quite a high heat. When you put the bacon in, you really want to have bacon on a high heat so it can let out all those juices and all the fats, and it will flavour the onions and garlic that we're going to put in with it first. So when I cut my bacon or I cut my meat for risotto, I like to do it in thin strips or small cubes, just so you can try and get a tiny bit with every bite. 1.5 cups, which is about 330 grams if you don't have a rice cup, and it will be about 1.5 risotto cups to a litre of water. That's in there. So if you do want to put chilies in your dish, if you like a bit of spice, don't cut up the chilies. What I like to do is just to use spice to influence and enhance the taste. So I take a knife and I just cut straight through the middle of the chili so you can see all the seeds and get the flavour and the spice from it, but it's not going to overwhelm your dish. It's actually going to enhance all the flavours. That's something I learned when researching how Jamie Oliver cooks. It's something he does. He uses chili in a lot of his dishes to enhance the flavour, not create spice. So in this dish, it's the bacon, its natural saltiness will come out, and I don't put extra salt in there. Or sometimes when I'm cooking, I will use butter instead of olive oil, and that has the slight salt content in it, and it really just allows me to try and cut back on the high sodium. And I try and use. So what I'm going to do now is, because the bacon's released all of its juices, I'm going to pour the rice inside and let it soak up that juice. So just try and sprinkle it over. Yeah, it's good. And just stir it in and let it soak up its juices. And when the juices are soaked up, that's when I start ladling in the chicken stock, about 1 ladle at a time. juice. And once I put the first ladle of stock in, that's when I'm going to put my mushrooms in. Put my chilies in now. Yeah, that's good. You can tell when the stock has been absorbed because there won't be any liquid left on the bottom. And then what you want to do is pour in your first ladle of stock and turn it down to a medium temperature. So while he's stirring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my zesty thing and I'm going to zest this lime to put on top. Great. Great arm workout. You know, if you want to do arm day, all you need to do is cook, really. You're stirring the risotto for half an hour and you're juicing and zesting all these limes. It's a great workout. So the way to tell if the stock's been fully absorbed is it won't be as liquidy, it will be more viscous, and it's more of a cream than a liquid. So that's when you can put in more stock. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna put the mushrooms in now. So what I'm gonna do for that final tiny bit of stock is I'm just gonna help the spinach wilt down. So I'm not gonna use all of it just because he's a fussy bot. So I'm just gonna put maybe a half to a quarter of the spinach in, and then I'll use the spinach in a salad or a sandwich tomorrow or even a smoothie. And I'm just gonna let that stock heat up again. I'm just going to put the lemon lime zest on top.
That is good. Really good. Hi, I'm Dexter, and we are looking for new chefs to be involved in cooking like a Skint Student or class. So, if you like to show off your favourite dish, then please message the LSUTV Facebook page because it will be awesome.